The McLaren 570S is another car that's on my dream wish list to own, because just look at it. It is a stunning, high performance, small entry supercar into supercar ownership. And when you can pick one up for about 80 grand second hand with about less than 10,000 miles on the clock, it just seems like a no-brainer if you're looking at buying a supercar. And this is the funny thing, is it's supposed to be a competitor to something like a 911, an Audi R8, Lambo Huracan, that kind of territory, when it looks and it gets the same attention as something like a Ferrari 488. And when you're talking in some cases cheaper than a 911 turbo, Audi R8 V10, you just have to think as a car to own, the actual value it brings to your life must be higher than the others. With a 3.8 litre twin turbo V8, it's pretty similar to an engine of that in a Mercedes C63 or AMG GT. And when you're looking at buying an entry level supercar, a 0 to 60 time of 3.2 seconds, I think that will do anyone. 560 horsepower with way over 400 newton meters of torque. This can be all the fun that you want. And when people will look at it in the same way as a Ferrari, with it being significantly cheaper, and as it being a British manufactured car, I think it's a no-brainer. Yeah, a Ferrari 488 is closer to 700 horsepower. But if you're looking at getting an entry-level supercar, you're looking at it for fun, and that's not going to make too much difference of you. The only reason why you go and spend more for the Ferrari is if you particularly wanted a Ferrari. Whereas in my case, if it was me with the kind of money, this is my choice for that kind of car. The 570S's competitors have nowhere near the same look that it does. It looks 10 years in the future of its design, and that's exactly what a supercar is supposed to be. I personally think that it looks better than a Ferrari 488, but then that's my own opinion. And it is a small car, but it doesn't have to be big to be a supercar. If anything, it makes it more practical and more reason as to why you buy it. So if 80 grand can get you this mid-engine V8 spaceship of a car, I just don't see any downside. And I think when the production ends, I think it's either end of this year or start of 2022 when the production ends, and they bring in their hybrid series, this might be the last chance to get yourself an affordable McLaren with a V8 in it. Yeah, it's turbocharged, but it's still a V8 powered car. And I think people will miss it when it's gone. Because when this first came out, the reception it received was impeccable. And I still think it is underrated to this date. And if I won the lottery, the white Fiesta would be sacked off and this would be sat on my drive. But yeah, what do I know about buying a supercar? I've got a bloody white Fiesta.